Welcome, dirty peasants, to episode 21 of the Wartwood Gazette podcast. This week we'll be covering Amphibia Season 1, Episode 12, Civil War and Hot Popular. I'm your host, Thumbaticon, and joining me today we have Nick.
Hello.
Alright, so no news this week other than a little bit of a Funko Pop fiasco speculation rumor thing.
I have no clue what's going on with that. Like maybe it could be a similar situation to the whole Disney Plus thing of Dana, because I just remember her saying, "Oh yeah, this hasn't been confirmed," but then 30 minutes later we find out she finds out that, oh, actually this is a thing that's happening. So who knows? Who knows? I'm not the biggest fan of Funko Pops myself, but if this does actually turn out to be a real thing, then I guess at least one person. Well, not one person. At least there'll be people happy about it. At least there'll be. That's the one.
Damn, Mike! I didn't know that was your. I didn't know the demographic was that small.
At least there'll be some people happy about it. I'm not the biggest fan, but there will be people happy about this, so at least they're getting that. I didn't mean to insult Funko Pop fans or whatever.
Man, I just hope I'd rather have something than nothing. But you saw gargoyles have I forgot the name of the company, NECA. They had those action figures for gargoyles, and they look so cool. Why can we? Why can we get that for at least half of that for Amphibia, please?
What happened here? Back in the day, you could get an Omnitrix. Now, what can I get for Amphibia? There's literally nothing. Where's my Calamity box? Where's Marcy's journal? I'm wondering where these things are, but I don't know. I guess they just don't make toys anymore. I don't know.
Yo, I remember for Ben 10, they would sell remember that the dog alien Wild Wart?
Oh yeah.
I remember there was a door. I saw a commercial for it was a door alarm where it's you just wrap his arms around the door and
oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking. Yeah, I remember that.
We had that, but we can't get Calamity box.
Oh yeah, dude. But dude, shit. PC says get on. I guess we're good for people. Okay. Oh yeah, but shoot. I don't even know. I'm hoping maybe in the future we get something good here, but just for now, I'm keeping that I'm keeping my hopes just neutral here. You know what I mean? I don't want, because things just don't sound too promising right now. Just what's going on with Disney right now and how they're just being conservative about how they spend money. It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a very hopeful situation right now.
Yeah, but I think there's Mystery of Gravity Falls, that's a company or just an account that gets permission or a license to make merchandise. I mean, I'm guessing for just that guy specifically, he's probably more focused on the Owl House merchandise, but maybe it's possible. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess we should probably go on to the episode.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll start off with Civil Wart. So Civil Wart was written by Geneva Mai, storyboard by Drew Applegate and Cheyenne Curtis, and directed by Derek Kirk Kim, and animation by Cyrom Animation. So the episode starts off with the planners heading over, I think, to the middle of town for theater night. So we get this little argument between Sprig and Polly fighting for a seat. Then Hot Pop forces Sprig to give it to Polly. And then Sprig just brings up the challenges of being the older child and giving everything up for the younger one. And then Anne is too busy being an only child to empathize with Sprig. So so Toadstool gives like this announcement that the theater troupe that usually comes to for theater night got eaten along the way, so theater night would be canceled. But then Anne decides to save the day with a movie on her phone. So they grab some giant magnifying glass, and then they play like this romantic, this young adult movie called Love Choice, where it has this like girl forced to choose between like some kind of centaur dude named Alistair or some like cyborg named Hunter. So then that episode ends on a cliffhanger. Then everyone in Wartwood is like dying to know who she chose. Then Sprig and Polly, uh, they have like their argument of who they think, uh, Constance, that's the name of the girl in that movie, would choose. So then Polly is on Team Hunter, and eventually a portion of the town sides with her, and then Sprig's on Team Alistair, and then probably the other half of the town sides with him. Uh, Hop Up thinks, well, Hop Up tries to convince Sprig to back down, but Sprig has had enough. This uh this uh this shipping war has this shipping war was like the catalyst for Sprig's anger, this is his outlet. So then Anne and Hop Up think cooler heads will prevail the next day, but they don't, and then the town is split along the middle, and chaos ensues. So Anne tries to talk to Sprig, Hop Up tries to talk to Polly. We get the scene with Anne and Sprig is not budging. Neither is Polly. So then Hop Up and Anne come up with a plan to try and get them together by grabbing each side's flags and bring it to the center. So like they managed to succeed. They managed to do that, and then eventually like the town like meets up in the center. It's war. You start throwing like fruits and vegetables. I think mostly fruits at each other. Like there's like a chase, and then eventually Polly is cornered, but then eventually Sprig, uh, I guess like feels bad and like recalls like the moment earlier on where Hop Hop mentions that like since Sprig's the older one, like he should be like taking care of Polly. So then Sprig like jumps into the line of fire and takes the blow, and then he gives like that over the top tearful speech about taking care of Polly, and then it's like this really like over the top emotional moment, and then eventually Sprig just like snaps out of it, and then him and Polly just like pretty much end the whole shipping war, and then the townsfolk basically just go back to normal immediately. And then like Anne is just caught off guard by all of this, and then Hop Up just explains this is the way Wart would operate. And then the next movie night, Sprig and Polly uh, have like made amends, and they're sharing a seat together, and the episode ends with Anne playing like another movie, and then she tries to give some like context, but then like just everyone like pretty much boos her to start the film, and yeah, that's the end of Civil War. So I thought this episode, the plot was really simple between like it's the sibling rivalry, I guess, between uh, Polly and Sprig. But what I really liked was that how the show like fully committed to the shipping war and just like doubled down on it and all the references to the point where it felt natural given the behavior we've seen from this town. So yeah, like all the jokes were hilarious, and it was just fun to see like uh Ann and Hop Hop like do a little team up. So yeah, it was just really. I think Polly. I wish Polly got a little bit more screen time, but I think because of the 11 minute the 11-minute runtime, they had to cut something out. So it didn't really feel like the conflict was definitely Polly versus Sprig, but there wasn't really too much of a focus on like either of the kids, which I think works in this favor because we've kind of seen this plot played out a lot. So it was nice. So I guess focusing on just like the comedy, I think helped make this episode more entertaining. But Nick, what were your thoughts on this segment?
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. That was like a really funny one. Uh, like it was like a really nice social commentary and like shipping culture and just like how fucked up it can get real quick. But like, yeah, but God, I'm just realizing now. But this episode was like a lot of things. Like just based off how you summarized and what you just said. Like we had like this. I guess we had like a nice development for like Polly and Sprig's, relationship as siblings. And we also had this huge social. Like yeah, then we also just had this huge episode about shipping culture. And then like also something else I noticed that this was like also I guess I feel like you can say this was also Anne's first time getting to be an active member of like the whole town. Like she actually got to be their entertainer. What was it like? Well, it was like yeah. I'm just gonna say 2 nights. Yeah, 2 nights in a row. She got to be the one who actually provided them entertainment for them to enjoy. Like she's like you can yeah. She's actually part of this town now.
Yeah, she's like becoming like part of the community and like participating more in the events. So I'm not sure if PC, if you're able to come on, would you like to give your thoughts?
Uh, yeah. I mean, you guys have mostly summed up what I was going to say. Uh, it was a segment that isn't mainly just a fun segment. Um, like it was definitely a comedy first segment, but Nick is very right that it does feel like a major milestone in Anne becoming a more permanent and integrated member of Wartwood.
For sure, yeah. Like it wasn't that long ago where Anne was pretty much like the town freak, and everyone was like afraid to even approach her. I think that was back in like Breakout Star.
Yeah, it was just something else seeing Anne actually able to talk to Croaker and Wally without them like calling her a freak or anything. Like the fact she was actually able to hold conversations with them was just like a really nice touch.
Yeah, I think to a lesser extent, it also just helps drive home how Wartwood as a community will galvanize and work together, even if it's against each other.
No, like it's just funny though how they all just got together. I don't know. No. I guess like the weirdest thing was just how Toadstool himself chose a side. Like which side was he on? Like was he on like Polly's or Sprig's side? Like even like
Um, I believe him. I can't remember if him and Toady were on opposite sides of the shipping war. I
They were,
remember that Toady, they were.
yep. So yeah, Toadstool was on team Alistair.
Yeah,
Him and Maddie like dragged Anne away.
that's
yeah,
right.
like
Yeah, and then Toady was on Hunter. And the only reason I remember Toady was on Hunter is because he shouts for Hunter
no.
while falling off the flagpole. While falling off the flagpole.
But wow, I mean, I guess you can sort of say that this just shows how integrated like Toadstool is with the town because even like the political structure of the town breaks down over shipping. Like you think you think Toadstool was just a leech off this town, but he's so integrated into it at this point that like he's willing to give up his position in office just to defend his favorite ship.
Well, I mean that's part of it. I wouldn't. I mean, I think him becoming more integrated in the town definitely becomes much more of a prominent arc towards the later half of season one. But there are hints of it here for sure.
Yeah. I guess it's just nice to look back and like I feel like even so maybe it's not like not completely intentional. I feel like it's still like nice look back and maybe just think, hey, I mean, there are these subtle nods towards season 2 and later on in the story. Like, I don't know. I just, it's what really makes me appreciate just like looking back in season 1 like this.
I mean, it's nice to see how.
Season 1 laid a lot of groundwork that is just much easier to appreciate looking back on it.
Definitely.
For sure. I liked how Hop Up had like no problems just like kicking Toady off from like who knows how high that post was. Like you just see like Toady like plummeting like down, and then like Hop Up's just like, yeah, he'll be fine, just like parachutes away.
No, he took a beating in these 2 episodes. I don't even know. I guess it's sad, but it's also funny just how many times this little, what is he like? Yeah, this little toad gets beaten up in the show. God.
Like sometimes, even though Toady is like a toad, like I still think he's like a frog, just because like he's not like the other toads we've seen.
Yeah, he's so small.
Is Toady a toad?
Like,
is he? I have
like,
no idea.
Like the thing is, in Amphibia, frogs have their eyes on the front of their faces, and toads have their eyes on the top of their heads.
Wait,
Oh,
really?
that's
like
true.
Like that is like how that is how they were drawn differently.
Oh, wow! I never noticed that. Wow.
But Toadie's eyes are just so goddamn big. It's hard to. I think Toadie might be a frog, but I honestly don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, his feet look like he looks like a townsfolk. Like we're all frogs. That's what throws me off. But he's named Toady. Like,
that's just a name. That's just a name.
I wouldn't be surprised if Toadstool changed his name to Toad. Like he would do that, wouldn't he? Wouldn't he have his name legally changed to Toady or something? I feel like he would do that.
Or also, he could just have been named Toady. I don't
even know.
I'm not sure. I don't think it actually matters that much either way.
Maybe he changed his name to Toady just so he wouldn't be discriminated for certain roles in this culture.
What, discriminated as the assistant?
You never know.
I feel like if you're going to change your name to pretend to be a toad, you would be that would be for a higher station than to be assistant to the mayor.
That's true. I mean, that's maybe this is a question for the next possible Ask Me Anything or so. Like, you know what I mean? If Matt ever is open to if he's ever open to answering more questions, like this is a good one.
Braley, is Toady a toad?
These are serious questions.
I'm calling you out, Matt. I'm not wasting my AMA. I'm spending my AMA question on this. Is Toady a toad? The world needs to know.
We got it now.
We gotta get that message out there to Twitter.
I'm calling you out, Matthew. I'm calling you out.
But other so many jokes that in this episode land just that random joke of the glass guy just bringing in his glass and leaving off.
Yeah, he had a brick in his hand. Then he threw it into the brick stores.
No, that's a different guy. But yeah, even that joke later too. He throws a brick in the brick store and then just grabs a bunch of more bricks.
A bunch of bricks. Yeah, dude. Oh.
Honestly, there are just a lot of good jokes in this episode.
Yeah.
Oh, and that one dude's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot I lived on the other side," and then they all just they all just rush him.
They all just rush him. Oh,
I think that joke might be the first reference that we've seen in the show to frogs using their tongues as weapons.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I don't think we've seen it before then. No, it doesn't actually matter. That's not a big realization. I just think that's the first time it happened.
Yeah,
I think that's probably what made it so funny, because we just saw like for the first time like this guy's getting like
yeah, he's just getting
like
annihilated by.
and also like the whole like and does that thing that a lot of people do that sometimes I do as well. It's where I try to like give like backstory. Like I
Oh,
try to like not recap. You try to describe the movie or show before like you start actually watching it, and then like Mrs. Croker
Yes.
just like tells Anne to shut up immediately.
yeah, to get out of the
Yes.
way. Yeah, to get it out of the way
I've
and just shut
definitely done that before. Sometimes you just need to shut up and let people watch the
yeah.
thing.
I don't even, but yeah. Oh yeah, something else I noticed that like, yeah, I guess her hatred for plays was shown even back. Yeah, it was shown even back here. But she says it's like, what would you say? Like, she said like she described movies as plays, but better. Like she was
Yes.
still yeah, she was still dissing plays even back here.
Anne's uncultured. She'll grow old. She'll grow up.
One day, she has to get through that trauma. Like, what even was the play like?
Like the tooth play in like season 2.
Yeah. That was it.
Tooth play.
Yeah.
And Nick, I know you brought this up in the chat earlier today, but it's like that moment in the movie they're watching where they
Ooh,
mention
yeah.
three in
Yeah,
the not so distant future, three grounded yet supernatural teens must navigate their feelings if they hope to survive. And I know
yeah,
you brought up like
yeah.
the girls.
I know it's like I can't tell whether or not they're like that. It's just knowing what we know now. That one line, it's just it just gets to you. It's like, shoot,
I don't.
did they mean
Are
something by
are
this?
are
Like,
are the girls supernatural?
I
I mean,
I
and
mean,
getting like flaming blue
All right,
powers
and
is
Anne is arguably supernatural.
I guess like maybe in comparison to this world because like they've never really seen humans before. So like I don't know, but like I still think the idea that like it's like three teenagers working through their feelings go survive. I feel like it's just seeing
There's
it from
something there. There's something there.
yeah, it's just like looking back at this through like a season 2 perspective. It's just like wow, it's just one of those little things that just make me love season 1 even more.
like I feel the urge just to like blast the Infinity Train theme when I hear
Yeah,
that line too.
yeah.
Oh man. But we and like the writers really just like ham up the like that young adult movie itself with like the robotic abs and oh um actually Sprig mentions like that Alistair's like a thinker and a dreamer, and that kind of reminded me back in Family Shrub, where Sprig like asks Hop Hop like almost the same thing, where he asks about the family, like, "Oh, where are the dreamers and the thinkers?"
Oh yeah, he does say that.
Huh. Yeah. I can see that. I can see Sprig being into those people. Yeah.
And then like, yeah, even and then Hop Hop like, yeah, there's so many good one-liners. Like Hop Hop's like asking about like, Anne brings up the internet board, and then Hop Hop's like so naive about like asking about if things were resolved peacefully.
Yeah,
I
that was a
just,
good one.
yeah. I just can't wait to see them get on the internet when they're back in the human world. Like, I just cannot wait to see. Just please, I need that one scene just to let them see what the internet's like.
I mean, look, I'm sure there's going to be the Planters discover the internet episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Like even just Anne calling someone or video calling someone is going to like make the planners freak out. That they have like these like tiny boxes that can like just send all this information.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they've already got videos and pictures from Anne's phone. I don't think it'll be that big of a mind blow.
I guess the only thing may be phone calls, but I think Ivy's mom had some kind of like
Oh
bug
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they had
some kind of bug that
the
did something
weird
similar.
yeah, the weird like bee thing,
bees.
right? Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, it was nice.
Like I can imagine like a scenario where like pop up like one of the kids like they find out something and they want to rush back to like tell Anne something, but then they just realize they can call her. I don't know. It'd be nice. Like I remember someone mentioning that. Actually, maybe I'm getting too off topic. We'll get back to the episode, but we had like Anne become like a ninja, which I'm not sure. I think she just did that for herself because like Sprig immediately recognized her.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it wasn't even the point of her covering up like that. Actually, no, but it was pretty cool though. Like she was. I don't even know. Like she wasn't. Yeah, she was jumping from like roof to roof, trying to get to the flag. Like I didn't. I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, what did Anne even start becoming that acrobatic?
Yeah, like she just started like parkouring on like all the on all the buildings, and then she somehow reached the top.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then like it just cuts to Hop Hop just like casually like shimmying up the pole.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, no, like you said before, it is pretty nice to see these two working together, actually.
Yeah, like like we spend quite a bit of time on them like trying to bring the kids together again.
So yeah, that just makes me think that like how many times have we gotten like a sort of Hop and Ant team up? Because I think like usually whenever these two team up, it's always to like make sure that like the younger members of the family are doing okay. Like after the rain and I mean, after the rain is it's the only one that comes to mind right now for me. I'm just trying to think like
I
we
mean,
have Civil
every
War.
time there's a Hop Hop Polly, not Hop Hop Polly. Every time there's a Sprig and Polly episode, like Hop Hop and tend to be doing their own
Oh
thing.
yeah. They
Like
always yeah.
Quarrelers Pass and Night Drivers.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. You always, yeah, because like I just love the fact that they always like, they always like build up the fact that yeah, these are like the two older members of the group. They're going to be handling the responsibilities. So like, they got to make sure these two are doing okay. I sort of like that. It really does make them feel like a family at this point. Like just the fact that like Anne, she's taking up her role as like their older sister and helping Hop Hop, their elder figure, handle this whole conflict.
Yeah, and then eventually like Sprig like gets the same like idea near the end as well.
Yeah.
And I'm just surprised that like all the artillery that Wartwood had, like Toastal had like a mortar, and then like this random guy had like a Gatling gun.
Oh, man, I don't even know. It just like just thinking back at all this, it just makes me laugh now. Just looking back at all this stuff they have there. I don't even know, but yeah, even so, the scene where Sprig jumps in to save Polly, even so that ended up being a joke. It's still like oddly emotional in a way. You know what I mean? Like it's like I still felt for that scene in some way because he's standing up for his. I mean, well, he's not standing up for his sister, but he's like, I guess finally admitting that in some way he was at fault. Like I know like the message of this episode is going to be like I've seen people really disagree with the idea that older siblings should be like selfless towards their younger siblings. But I just feel like that's like a message I have to agree with. And I don't know. I feel like this is something I had to learn when I was younger because even so, yeah, it's annoying, it's unfair that like your younger sibling is getting away with this one thing. It's still like they're like much younger than you, and you still have to watch out for them no matter what. Like no matter how much it annoys you, like you're still stuck with them. So like you gotta make sure things are okay.
Yeah, then like immediately like I think Polly like understood Sprig near the end, and she like tells him that
Yeah,
he's a good brother. That was a cute moment.
yeah, that was it. Yeah, then hop up. Yeah,
Yeah, he's like, move over.
Now scoot over. Now scoot over. Like,
Well,
right.
I do think it's important to note that staying with your family, no matter what, is a pretty common theme throughout the show.
That's
Yeah,
I mean,
especially
even Breakout Star. Breakout Star had it, right? Like, even if your family,
Oh,
even if you're,
in Breakout Star, Pop spelled it out pretty explicitly.
yeah,
But even outside of that, sticking with your family or your loved ones is very much a core theme of season 1 and kind of through season. It's carried through season 2 as well too.
and it's going to carry over for season 3, of course. Like,
yeah, definitely. No, those
especially
families
like,
get even bigger.
yeah, and even in season 2, it's like the road to Utopia. It's like the Plantar gang was like they were just together.
Yeah, every single episode.
Exactly. Yeah. Like there was no way. Like, of course, there are like instances where you have to have them do other things at the time, depending on who the focus was. But since they were all on that trip together, like there's a priority of like having everyone stick together.
Hey. Now it just makes you feel nostalgic just thinking about season 2A. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think we've covered most of the episode, other than like the next movie that Anne's playing is called like My Dinner with Anders, and like I remember a lot of
Yeah,
us
you told me.
kept
Yeah.
we kept speculating that like, oh, maybe this is like foreshadowing for season 2, like because when Matt released those season 2B episode titles, like, and we had like a few months to speculate. It's like we all like latched onto the My Dinner with Anders uh screenshot for the dinner speculation, and we all thought like Andreas would be like we'd all be back in like Newtopia at the time, but then eventually like we find out like it was in Wartwood with Sasha and Grime.
Yeah, I
Man, it's
remember
like just like
there was a
yeah.
lot of that.
So I guess Nick, any final thoughts for this episode?
I mean, not really. I mean, I think looking back, I feel like this is definitely one of those episodes I didn't appreciate enough when I saw it for the first time. Like it, like going through season 1 like this has definitely like raised my opinion for a lot of the episodes, and I just think Civil War's definitely one of them. Like before, I was sort of not mad at it, I was just sort of like neutral on it, but now I'm like, yeah, this is a really good episode. So yeah, I mean, that's all I gotta say about it.
How about you, PC? Any final thoughts?
Um, Honestly, not really. This is a very fun episode that lays out some cool character dynamics and does further reinforce the theme of family. But there's not like anything super crazy to say about it. It's just kind of a fun episode.
Yeah, that was the same feeling for me. Like even before and after rewatching this episode, like I still came out of it thinking like it's a light episode, but it was still like a lot of fun and hilarious, and I still remember all of like I guess the meta commentary and like how much like this. Usually Amphibia does like have the occasional meta joke, but like here it's like they fully like committed to it, and even they have that joke about like some guy naming his like kid his like newborn like
Oh,
Alistair.
Alistair. Yeah, that was a funny one.
That kind of remind me of like I think the dragon lady from like Game of Thrones. It's how like a lot of people named their kid after that. Oof. Oh man. But like that aside, yeah, it was a fun episode. Our first like Sprig and Polly. I wouldn't say spotlight. It was just like it didn't focus on them too much. So I'm kind of glad like the comedy was able to hold the segment up. So I guess we can move on to Hot Popular. So Hot Popular was written by Adam Colas, storyboard by Catherine Maruzik and Kyler Spears, and directed by Derek Kirk Kim, animation by Cyrom Animation. So the episode starts off with the kids coming back from the market, and they bring up that they're running out of money, and Hop Pop's still uh, recovering from the loss of his of the planner stand from the farmer's market. So then the kids bring up that one of the supermarkets, like the Grub and Go, is hiring, and then like Hop Pop's not too enthusiastic about it. Eventually, like the kids drag him off the couch, and like it immediately cuts like Hop Pop leaving the, I'm guessing, the interview, and you hear that typical like "Don't call us, we'll call you." And then Hop Pop notices like a crowd forming in the town square as always, and it's like it's for the like the election for mayor. So then, like Toadstool gives his little like this the typical politician speech, and then runs off. And then like Hop Pop brings up like Hop Pop's very Hop Pop doesn't hold back about like the changes that Wartwood really needs, and like he talks about the potholes, like their houses are falling apart, and then like that school incident. So then, like while he's talking, like he's just like while he's giving this like I guess mini rant or venting, like the townsfolk coalesce around him, and then they decide to nominate him for mayor. So like Hop Up has this like newfound self-esteem boost, and he's eager to win. And the kids are at first they're a little bit skeptical, but then they realize that if they help him win, like they can get the old Hop Hop back. So they all agree and work towards electing him mayor. And then like we get that little comment about Anne not liking politics until Polly brings up the monster fights. So then we cut to the I guess the mayor challenges that the candidates have to compete in. So like this first one was like trying to tame like some giant beetle, and then Hop Hop like is able to like successfully complete the task. Then we get another task where it involves like feeding a bunch of birds, and then the third challenge was getting lost, and then finding your way back home. And then for all these challenges, Hop Hop like performs like really well, and like Toadstool performs poorly. So then the night before the final challenge, uh, Toadstool sends Toady as a messenger, and then like Toadstool has like a one-on-one talk with Hop Hop to throw the fight tomorrow. Uh, and then Toadstool would be willing to give back uh, the planter stand at the farmer's market tax-free. And then so Hop Hop is kind of on the fence about this, like, because he knows like if he does throw the fight, at least like he can support the family, and it's. But then of course like it's going up. The whole town is kind of like putting their hope into Hop Hop, so he has that dilemma. Then the kids support him. Like the kids agree to support him no matter what, which is nice. And then the next day, like we get to the fight. Hop Hop is like winning at first, then Toadstool gets the other upper hand, and then eventually Hop Hop gets motivated to actually win the fight instead of throwing it. So then Hop Hop wins the fight, but then the next day for the election like results, we find out that like the whole valley votes for the mayor of Wartwood. So then even though Hop Hop won the vote of the whole town, like he lost the rest of the valley. So Toadstool still remains mayor. So then even though the kids think Hop Hop would be like kind of like would be unhappy about this, but Hop Hop's just like Hop Hop feels good for like standing up for what was right. And the episode ends with the townsfolk like being grateful for Hop Hop and giving. I'm assuming they all pitch in somehow to uh, allow Hop Hop to come back to the farmers market and sell produce again. So that was Hot Popular, and of course, when we first saw this episode, we just thought, okay, it's a nice Hop Hop episode, and like we were following up on the events of Planner's Last Stand, where Hop Hop lost stand, of course. But I think like we all know now, like at the very end of this episode, we get a really like the episode doesn't. It's not foreshadowing. It's just Toadstool brings up, oh, like a frog winning against a toad, like that's unprecedented. That would never happen. And then eventually, like we'll find out that like this episode starts like a class war in Amphibia. So like overall, like I like this episode. It's a fun episode, a fun hop hop episode. It just I really liked how much like how important this episode ends up being for the next 2 seasons of the show. So PC, what were your thoughts on this episode?
Well, I mean, like you said, uh, I mean, you basically like just summarized the entire episode and then talked about the implications for later in the season. Yeah, all that happens, and it very much uh, very cleverly hidden foreshadowing for the Frog Rebellion in Toad Valley that would lead to the events of Reunion. Um, it has a few hints at the racialized hierarchy with the frog getting a toad line. Um, yeah, no, like you said.
How about you, Nick? What were your thoughts on this episode?
I mean, I just feel like even if we don't think about how important this episode is down the line, like I still want to say it's like one of season one's best, but I just felt like every aspect of the show was just done really well. Like just like the humor, the gags, I guess like you like the foreshadowing, you can say like everything just like no, even like say like the lore. Like I feel like every little thing they had in this episode they did like extremely well with. Like especially like the jokes. I feel like each one like completely landed for me. Like the fact like they were so good to me. Like I had to write like I just had to write some of them down. Yeah, no. When Toei comes over to their house, to go get Hop and go talk to like Toadstool, and he tries to be secretive about it, and just calls him out by saying, like she says, like, "Come on, man, you only know like one person." Like that was just that was mean. Like that was just so mean, but like well deserved. Though it was well deserved. That was so mean, but it was just moments like that just made me really laugh. Made me just like laugh about this episode, but like. Besides that, like I really did like I really did connect with like a lot of the emotional scenes in this episode, especially when like Pop was just like his I guess it's just like principles were really tested here. Like will he choose something that'll help him and his family, or will he look towards other people who also need help? Like it was. Like it was an idea that like you couldn't really come to the decision with yourself. Like you just had to I don't know. You just had to work for yourself. But like, I really did feel from it that scene. Like, I know I'm mentioning a lot here, but I just couldn't help but notice. But when Anne told Hop Hop that like they would back him with no matter what decision he made, like I feel like you can hear hints of her theme being played during that scene. Like just not like not like the whole thing, obviously, but like, I just feel like I could hear some notes that are just obviously from her theme being played during that moment.
Oh, I didn't. I'll probably like watch that part of the episode just like try and hear something. But yeah, I really liked how that like scene was like how that scene played out. Where like Hop up just like he's sitting at the fire and it's raining, and like it shows him like contemplating about what to do.
Yeah, I
It
think
kind of like it kind of
Yeah,
reminded me of like After the Rain, but for like even though there's like no connection, it's just like the rain and him Hoppa being like kind of like down. I don't know. I'm just like grasping at straws for that.
but
well,
yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, it does show that Hop Pop, I mean, cares a great deal for his family and is willing to to do extreme things for them.
Yeah. It's just I don't know how they just did a really good job just selling like the emotional side of this episode. Like, sure, it's not the most emotional episode of Amphibia ever, but I just like how like the first half of it, it's just a bunch of funny gags. Like you're not exactly taking the situation that seriously because there's just so many jokes. But then like they just deliver this one scene that just like completely turns it around where you just feel for Hop Hop in this situation. You also feel thankful that like Anne, Sprig, and Polly, they're so supportive of him at the same time. Like I just love the fact that Amphibia just smoothly slid into that.
Yeah, no, it's like this is a very good episode. The emotions carried extremely well.
Especially in the last fight. Like I really love that. Like it's just such a good line. Like because I don't know. It's just this is I just really do feel confident just saying that this is definitely one of season one's best episode. Like season one's best episodes because even it would definitely be in my top 5. I think
For season 1?
season one.
Oh. I mean,
I can see that.
I haven't really thought too hard about that, but yeah, that'd be probably difficult for me. But I liked how like the beginning half when Hop Hop's like talking about like the improvements that need to be made. Like it kind of reminds us that like Wartwood's no Newtopia by any means.
Wasn't it
And it's just like it's like backwater town.
Yeah, like no, didn't their school get destroyed and it was just being infested by this giant centipede or
Yeah,
something?
it was.
It's that bad right now.
Is that why Sprig's not at school and just helping Hop Hop on the farm?
Yeah, I think so. Plus, like they probably can't even afford putting him into school. Like that's probably it too.
Oh man, and like, and even for those challenges, like it was just interesting to see like Hop Hop like from what we've seen, like Hop Hop's always the underdog. But like in this scenario, even though he's the underdog, he just pretty much like breezes through all these challenges like no problem.
Well, I mean,
Like
I think the importance of that is that Pop Pop is a naturally good leader, and Toadstool isn't.
I guess
Really,
we do get a little bit like the leadership in like the beginning, but like just in terms of like I like how the show doesn't like the show constantly points out how old Hop Hop is, but like when it's time to throw down, like Hop Hop immediately just like springs into action. Like
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, Hop Pop is excessive is very good at what he does, and I mean, I just said it, but yeah, Hop Pop is kind of a natural leader.
yeah, I wish we were able to like I'm probably getting ahead of myself, but it'd be I wish we got to see more of Hop Hop embracing his role as like as the revolutionary because
That was
we've seen
that
how
was
capable he is. Like he has like the skills, he has like physicality and like the people skills, I guess.
yeah. Plus, I mean, you can definitely bring a group together. Like, I mean, you just made me think of like that one moment in True Colors where like Anne loses hope for a second, but then Hop Hop tells her to focus on getting back the music box. Like, I feel like maybe if he's not like the leader, but like, if he's not like a leader, he does focus on what needs to get done. At least he does always have like his priorities set in mind.
Yeah, that's very true. Hop Pop is very good at. I mean, he sometimes gets caught up in his own stuff, but when the chips are down, he's very good at cutting through the unimportant stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we also got that that beetle Jeremy from Sprig versus Hop Hop
Oh
makes
yeah,
an appearance
Jeremy.
again.
Oh yeah,
Got a Jeremy
yeah.
cameo.
Oh man, I miss Jeremy.
I do too. I haven't seen him since Children of the Spore. Okay.
I cannot. It's going to be absolutely insane if they bring him back.
Yeah, please. It would be cool if like season 3 actually took care of that. They had Sasha and Grime do it.
I'm kind of I kind of want Apothecary Gary to come back. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, man. So it's like, so Grime and Sasha like destroy Apothecary again, and then like Hop Out comes back and sees like Jeremy's like corpse as a trophy. He's like, "What did you do?
What did you do to Jeremy? What did you do? Oh God, he'd be destroyed. He'd be devastated. Oh. It's just, I don't even know. I just love the fact they just kept on having Jeremy pop up again. I don't even know. Like the fact
Does he show up again?
He just show up and shows him a spore, but I think that's his last appearance since then. He just hasn't had his chance to rear his head again. Yeah, I don't know. This is funny though.
Yeah, for some reason, it's like I feel like Jeremy has like been like always appearing on the show, but like he's only had like 2 appearances.
And basically.
Oh man, and like, Hop Pop's reading like a book, like public speaking. He does pretty well though.
Yeah. See, I know. I love it. I was about to say something about like Bow to Hop Pop, but like I won't do that. But like, yeah, he's just. Yeah, this is definitely, one of those episodes that just show you Hop Pop at his best, like what he really is deep down inside. Like I really do feel like this episode just tells you that he is a hero, he is a leader, and he will do the right thing in the end, like no matter what it costs him.
Yeah, it's like What I like about Hop Up is that he's probably one of the more like relatable characters of the show, because like it feels like him out of the whole cast feels like he's probably the most it's like he's the most tempted. Like it's there's always this like all of his episodes focus on temptation for like whatever it might be. Like I feel like you could like pinpoint throughout the show, like you could like have an episode which points out like the 7 sins of man, and like associate a Hop Up episode with each of them.
Oh shit! Oh God! Oh wait! Oh, that actually does. Wow. Okay, that actually does sound like it could fit. Holy crap! Okay, we got to go over that later. We got to go over that later.
Yeah, like I love how like Hop Up is pretty much like they test, like the show like is always like testing him.
Yeah, it's always
on his like on his morals and his like moral compass, I guess.
So true, actually. Yeah, it's always because it's always Yeah,
I mean, for some of them it's probably like a stretch. Like for gluttony, I don't know. Would you associate what's that? What was that? The episode with the sauce?
Oh, Sal. Oh, yeah, that could work. He murdered a man for that sauce. Okay, that's gluttony. He murdered a man for that sauce. I'm pretty sure that was like
Little Frog Town.
Little Frog Town. Yeah, he murdered a man over sauce. That's definitely gluttony.
And then greed. You have Planner's Last Stand. Lust. You have Hop Pop and Lock.
Then for pride, you could say like would pride. It got to be about Hopadiah, Plantar, or what was it? I'm forgetting all these episode names, like Caravan.
I could actually. They're both kind of prideful episodes.
Pride,
yeah. Both.
I think definitely. I think definitely. Caravan works a bit better though.
Yeah.
If we're doing the deadly sins thing, I mean.
It's like what do we have left? Because we have like Wrath and.
Wrath would be Spring versus Hop Pop.
Yes. It would. It could fit.
And then like I think we have Envy left.
I actually think Wrath would probably be Stakeout.
Okay, yeah, because he does get mad at Anne a lot in that episode. That's also true. I did not realize he had this many episodes. Like, just Holy shit! I did not realize Hop Up had this many episodes of the show. It's going over all of them right now. So we have like so then we just have like Sloth and Envy. Has he ever been envious? I'm just trying. I don't know. But we'll have season 3, but I just love the fact we can actually apply all these sins to Hop Up. That's actually kind of funny. Like, Tom, when did you realize this? Like, when did you come up with this?
Like, I think a day or two ago. I just remembered it again now.
Jeez. I think season 3 is definitely going to give them episodes. I think we'll definitely get a Sloth episode in season 3 when he realizes he doesn't have the when he realizes he doesn't have to work that hard. Now that he sees the Boonchoy parents here to take care of Polly and Spirit, I think that'll happen. But for now, I think I don't know. I think right now I think we named like 5 out of the 7. Now we apply 5 out of 7, and we just have like Sloth and Envy right now. So I think we're definitely gonna. I feel like we're definitely gonna get 2. We're definitely gonna get at least 2 episodes that fit those.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, no, this is a really fun idea.
It'd be nice to like compile all these moments.
Yeah, this is a really funny idea. I never would have thought of this. Oh, that's genius. Yeah.
So, I really like that joke of where Toadstool just like throws the money at the birds, and then like when Hoppa feeds them, Sprig just casually, "Oh, that's how he fed us."
Yeah. I guess it's like gross, but also endearing in a way. Like,
You
I don't
say
know.
so.
It is gross. And I think we covered a lot of this episode already. I think.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I'm like going over my notes. I remember I took a bunch of notes here. Yeah, shoot.
The fight was nice with Hoppa, like
Yeah.
with the mushroom boxing gloves.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was pretty cool. And like the ending line where he says, "Because this is about more than just me." Like that was pretty cool. Seeing him just get a win like that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's like his heart and his biceps grew like tenfold.
Yeah.
And we got like that neat effect. The knockout.
Yeah. Let's
Like,
see.
oh, and then we get the sweet moment where like the townsfolk, they wrote like planner, and then they wrote and grandson, daughter, and human.
Yeah, that was cute.
It was really wholesome. I mean, yeah, it was like I just love it because you just think like this is the ending to the whole arc started with Plantar's last stand, but then like, and I mean, we already went over it, but like I just love the fact that that we just think it's just resolved in this one episode, but it actually has like future consequences down the line. But yeah, that was just like a really nice, wholesome scene, honestly. Like I love the fact it wasn't ruined by a joke or anything, but no, it was just Pop just being so genuinely happy that this town did this for him. And he deserved it.
He had that little joke at the end where it's like he doesn't like the layout.
Yeah, he can just change it up. He just change it up.
I can relate to that. It's like you want to be polite.
Yeah,
like, but you'll change it up later. And I wanted to bring up I thought I was thinking about something with the townsfolk. So like, how does the tax thing work for the stand? Because like, so apparently the townsfolk like chipped in to like make this new stand for Hop Hop, but does Hop Hop still have to pay taxes for this, or was this just after the events of like Toe Tax when they found out everyone found out that like Toadstool was just robbing them?
I mean, do you want to like try to dissect how provincial taxes work in this cartoon show on Disney Channel?
No.
All right, then.
Who knows? But as in, I'm just gonna assume maybe something happened off screen. Toadstool was like,
I would say just don't think about it.
Yeah, just don't think about it. Or we could just do that, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the safest option. Oh, we also got like Hop Hop in his One Piece
Oh,
Yep. Yep. That
oh,
led to
show,
the
like,
hot pot butt meme.
no, that meme ruined it. That meme sort of ruined the scenery because I'm just like, wait, is this where the meme comes from? Because it's like, it's supposed to be them checking it up on the Hot Pop to see what he's doing. And I'm just here thinking, oh, wait, I'm about to see Hot Pop's ass.
the show loves just like to emphasize his butt. Like I don't know why.
I don't know.
I mean, like when you think about it, of everyone in the main cast, like that's probably like the safest option for the censors. Like,
Oh, God.
I mean, that implies that they need to have a. Are you implying that they needed to have a butt, and so they chose Hot Pop as the safest option?
I wouldn't put it past
What do you
Disney.
mean?
I wouldn't put it past Disney just to like have like butt humor, and then
So,
like Amphibia was like, okay, well look, we got Bill Farmer, and we have like
so
Hot Pop.
Disney. So Disney has mandated butt jokes. Is that what you're saying, though?
I believe that is what
Oh
some
my-
is implying.
Yeah, that's what I'm implying. I mean, is that really like so far fetched for Disney?
I don't know. I honestly, I wouldn't put it past. I would not put it past. I wouldn't be surprised if we found out that. But it's
Like
just
even Nick, even didn't we talk about this in like I think in Hopluck where like Anne's like they're inside like the tomato monster and Anne's like giving this like she's like realizing the error of her ways and like she's having this like epiphany and this is all happening while Hop Pop's butt is against her face.
yeah, no, it's just like it just sort of takes you out of the scene. Like it's still a good scene, but it's like his ass is literally in her face. It's just like they could have put him in any other like shape, but no, they had to. I don't even know.
Whatever you guys say, I'll take your word for it.
I don't even know.
Yeah. And it was so disgusting with like Toadstool doing like the belly like I don't know what to call it, like the belly flop against Java. I felt that.
Oh, was that during the boxing fight?
Yeah, during the boxing fight.
Oh, okay. I was trying to remember that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He did do that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Toadstool. I mean, wait. Do you think? I feel like in this episode, Toadstool also might have like gained some respect for Hot Pop in some way, just actually having someone stand up to him and actually give him a run for his money. But I feel like in some way he might have just gained respect for for Hot Pop. Yeah.
Like, yeah, he kind of like just acknowledged like Hop Pop was able to like get this far, and then like when he like found like I'm trying to look for the transcript at the end. What does he tell Hop Pop?
Like he actually felt. I think he said he actually felt sorry for him because he was so close to. He basically won. Right? But then he wasn't aware of like the
I haven't
politics.
watched the episode in a very long time, but I believe that he said.
Oh, I got it. It's just be
like
proud the whole town. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you should be proud that the whole town loved you. I'm surprised the rest of the valley didn't.
Yep, that's the quote. And then Hob was like, how would I know? I'm a theater major.
Poor guy. He wow. He actually could have. He actually could have won there. Like now that just makes you think. Like, would the events of reunion happen like a lot sooner? Because like I feel like if Hop Pop actually won, because this still sets up the whole like rebellion in the valley. But I feel like if Hop Pop won like a lot, like he basically won at this point, like about a month and a half before reunion, I feel like that would have pushed like the season one finale's events even faster. Just the idea, like
theoretically,
yeah,
because I remember Toe Tax and in Prison Break, I think happened not too like far apart from each other. Like Toe Tax happened was a month into the series, and then Bog, I think at the end of Prison Break, Bog and the other Toads like are returning from Wartwood, And I'm guessing it's not too far. It was like maybe like half a day's drive.
Yeah.
With the way like in Reunion they were able to like travel to Toad Tower and back the next day. So I guess like yeah, like if Hop Hop won the election right there and then, it probably like Sasha and Grind would probably be like, all right, it's go time. Like,
Definitely,
'cause,
they're
like,
definitely storming.
yeah, because it would have like emboldened a lot of the other frog towns, I guess.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's just super. Not, I don't know. It's just season one just feels so tightly written when you just think of it in this way. Like you really get to see how everything just comes together by the end of the season.
And like I know the show has indicated this before, but like Wartwood has at least like 88 I guess eligible voters. But then like the rest of the Frog Valley is 22,000 people or frogs. I don't know, that was just like interesting note. Just like
20,000.
how
That's an order of
small,
magnitude.
yeah, like
Like
Wartwood is
those
very
2,200 and 22,000 are very different numbers.
Yeah,
yeah, 22,000. Yeah, like it's a big like
Unreal.
you realize like how small like in scope and scale like that Wartwood is compared to like the rest of Amphibia.
we're just talking about the valley, right? Like not even. Jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
not
just
even
Valley.
Amphibia. Like which I guess it makes sense. I guess like even I mean maybe I'm probably just overthinking it. Just like thinking about like my own town, it's like nearly a million people, and it's like the scale. But of course, like yeah, just the scope. Like Wartwood is just like like a blimp. Like it's just like a pin on this like huge map.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, just yeah. It does just give you the idea that there's like this wider, larger world out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we've covered most of I think we've covered everything in this episode. I guess PC, any final thoughts on this segment?
No, I think we've pretty much milked this segment for everything it's worth.
How about you, Nick? Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, no, I guess not. I mean, just say it again. I think one of season one's best, and yeah, I'm just really happy.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just really happy I took the chance to rewatch this and just think about it.
oh yeah. I mean, it's absolutely one of the best episodes of season one. A lot of funny jokes, some real nice thematic tie-ins.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not really a major point, but Albus Duckweed comes back and he's like he's like officiating the mayoral race, and it's just like it's just interesting. Like yeah, we have like this one newt who does like all of the I guess not event organ. I guess you could say like the emceeing or not emceeing, the host of all of this electoral race.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. They had to have Newt take care of the politics here, right? Like he was the one who was actually, yeah. He was the one actually managing the whole thing. Man, that's not for. So it's a nice observation. Good job, Tom.
Oh, and I know. So I think Matt mentioned in a tweet for like the chibi shorts that like photography like doesn't exist in Amphibia. But then we had like Hop Hop look at like that photo of himself uh with the stand. And it's not like a drawing, it looks like an actual like photo, so I guess like that's
It's,
probably just a continuity error.
yeah, it's just better not to question it. It's better. I'm just not going to question it.
Yeah, like I didn't think about it until now. It's
Again,
like
think about it too hard.
yeah. I think yeah, we've covered Yeah, I think we've covered everything. I could probably like eventually like point something out, but I think we've covered like the big picture and a little bit of the details. So I guess we can end it off here today. So next week we have what's next? Broken Punishment and Trip to the Archives. That's an interesting pair. Like I lean more towards the second segment than the first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't blame you.
Crypty Archives is a fun little thing. I mean, neither of those episodes are super plot heavy, obviously, but Trip to the Archives definitely does a good job of showing off the and fully integrated into the character dynamic.
Yeah. I guess I'm just looking at so I'm just looking at the calendar and it's like we will cover maybe that three more episodes of season 1 and then we'll probably have a trailer for season 3 by then. It's just
Yeah,
counting down the weeks.
Yeah, we're really close. Just a little bit over a month. I mean, we're in the week. I mean, I feel like we can just practically say August is over here. Like we're in a weekend. It's gonna go by fast. And I'm just gonna count August over. We basically just have like a month left, and we're just, we're right in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by next week we get like the what's it called? Like the network start like rolling out some like synopsis or episode titles. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be something else. Like I feel, yeah, we are so close to news right now. It's insane. Like I just can't believe we're getting a follow up to such a huge cliffhanger in season 2. Like it's this close, and I still can't believe it. This is just a 5-month hiatus. Just a 5-month hiatus.
Crazy short.
Yeah, and I just
Yeah,
love the fact. Yeah.
Yeah, the season 1 hiatus really like I think trained us.
Yeah, pretty much. Still can't believe it. It was like about almost a year, right? I think it was like 1 week shy of it being a year or something.
Yep, it was nearly a year.
Yeah, that was something else. Like I never want to go through that again. I never want to go through that again, honestly.
So I guess that concludes this week's recording. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks guys for coming on. And say
Yeah,
goodbye,
yeah.
everyone.
See you guys.
Yeah, I'll talk to you nerds later.
See ya.